Hello, we'd like to give you a quick overview of the Environmental Education Materials Guidelines for Excellence. This set of guidelines provides recommendations for selecting quality EE instructional materials, tools for evaluating a wide array of materials, and guidelines for developing new EE instructional materials. As with all of the other sets of guidelines, they were developed through a broad-based review and comment process. The materials guidelines are part of the Guidelines for Excellence series, which is an initiative of NAAEE. There are 7 sets of guidelines. Each addresses an important aspect of our environmental education practice. The materials guidelines were designed for those who create environmental education materials like activity guides and lesson plans, and for educators who want to evaluate the materials already out there. The guidelines describe 6 key characteristics of what makes good quality instructional materials for use by curriculum developers. First, good quality instructional materials are accurate and inclusive. They are accurate and inclusive in how they describe environmental conditions, concepts, attitudes, processes, challenges, and decisions, and in reflecting the diversity of perspectives on them. Second, there's an emphasis on skills building. They build lifelong skills that enable all learners to arrive at their own conclusions and make reasoned decisions about environmental challenges and opportunities. They focus on building depth of understanding. They aim to foster the development of personal awareness and the deep conceptual understandings necessary for environmental literacy. Fourth, they promote personal and civic responsibility, encouraging learners to use their knowledge, skills, and assessments of environmental, social, political, cultural, and economic systems as a basis for environmental decision-making and action. In a lot of ways, the guidelines shift here. Key characteristic number 5 is where the rubber meets the road. Environmental education materials rely on instructional principles and techniques that create effective, culturally responsive, and inclusive learning environments. Finally, good quality EE materials are well designed and easy to use. As you dig deeper, you'll find that for each key characteristic, there's a short descriptive explanation. The key characteristic is further described by 3 to 7 guidelines. These guidelines provide more depth to help us think about how the key characteristic might be addressed. And each of those guidelines is elaborated further by a series of indicators that provide some imagery of what you might be doing if you're addressing that guideline. We've also included informational boxes that help you dig even deeper. Did you know boxes provide explanations and definitions? And there are resources you could use, in this case from National Wildlife Federation. This box describes one of their instructional resources. We've also included guidelines in practice, short case studies or stories about what practitioners are doing. Each story provides some imagery of how the key characteristic plays out in practice. It's all about promoting excellence in environmental education. Please visit our website. You can learn more about the guidelines for excellence, and you can download for free a PDF of each set.